Greetings, I'm the artificial intelligence who will be assisting you.
System activated.
Hey everyone, Dean Willett with RETV. We're back for our second edition of Coach's Corner with Darin Persinger of Productivity Junkies. Darin, welcome.
Hey, good morning everyone, and good morning to you, Dean.
And today we're going to talk about lead conversion. A lot of people are generating leads on their website, getting people to sign up for their MLS feeds, IDX feeds, but I don't think a lot of people are doing maybe as good a job as they should be converting those leads into, butts in the seats and houses sold. So what advice can you give us as far as the first things we should be doing as far as follow up with those leads?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right that I'd look at it as there's two parts of getting someone to your website. That's one thing, and that's actually pretty easy with the SEO stuff. But then getting them to give you their information, so an email address or a phone number, because what I see is that the online consumer is very rarely going to pick up the phone and call you. While they're online and their hands are on the keyboard and on the mouse, they're going to keep clicking and punching keys. They're not probably going to stop and walk across the room to pick up their phone to dial you. So you need to convert them where they're at. And you're absolutely right that the number one place that everyone needs to look at first is their IDX feed. How are they providing properties to the consumer? That's going to be the number one thing. So I would say if you don't have a good IDX, if you don't have some way to require registration after they view X amount of properties, or to see more photos, or to see the address of the property, whatever it is that you A/B split test, you need to go do that. The IDX is the number one thing that the consumer is looking for. And then the second part of that is what I would call the lead nurturing. So after they get into your database, into your contact management system, how are you going to continue to contact them, follow up with them, reach out to them in a way that will make them respond, so that you can get an appointment at the coffee shop, or go show them some properties and talk about their desire to buy, or if they're even qualified to buy. You don't want to go show property to someone that's not qualified.
Now, the first part of that you mentioned as far as the forced registration for IDX.
Yeah.
When I first got in the business, I had a conversation with everyone, and people were telling me, don't make people require to sign up for your IDX. Mm-hmm. And for a good 6 months, I didn't.
Okay.
Then there's the other side of the argument that said, make them sign up.
Yeah.
As soon as I turned on that make them sign up after 4 views or whatever I have it set at right now,
yeah,
it more than quadrupled the amount of people actually signing up. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
To be safe and to cover my butt, because I don't want it to sound like I know exactly all the right answers and it's black and white, I'm going to say A/B split test it, run it 1 month, see how much traffic comes into your website without the registration, and then the next month, look at the traffic again. Okay, I had 100 visits, no one signed up when I didn't require registration, but I had 3 sign up when I did require registration. Those are better conversion numbers, right? The 3.
Much better.
So I know that we want to give the consumer what it is that they're looking for, but I think a lot of times what they're looking for is just the information, and they're willing to exchange their contact information for that content. And so what I look at on online lead generation is you have 2 forms of content that you want to create. You want to have the content that brings the traffic in. So that's the SEO-rich content, the content that the consumer is going to be going to Google and typing in. So you have that content on your blog, something that's recent and relevant. And then the other content that you want is the content where you can exchange for their contact information.
Now, somebody signs up on your site. Let's say they give you just a name and an email address.
Yeah.
Are you a believer in drip campaigns from that point, or do you think it should be a personal email each time?
I think as personal as you can get it, but yeah, you're going to want to have some sort of system in place so that you don't forget about them 2 weeks from now. And what we're discovering with the clients that I work with, you kind of want to get them out of your email and back onto your website again to do something. So go back and look at some blog posts that maybe you can repurpose content. And what I would say is make your emails like a tweet and not like a blog. So 140 characters, keep it short and sweet with a link that they can click to go somewhere else to read about the information. Because hopefully you're using some sort of system where you could track that. But then, the other thing, I don't have my phone near me. Actually, I do. Here's my phone. Here's what I'm thinking, Dean, is that real estate agents aren't the only ones with mobile devices, right? I mean, the consumer's on these things too, right?
Right.
So think about the way an email looks on your phone. And even a 4-sentence paragraph looks like a lot of content on a mobile device. So if you're giving out too much information in that email, they're just not going to read it and they'll see that they got an email like, oh, okay, there's a lot of information. I can't read it right now. So you want to keep it short and sweet and give them something possibly that they can take action on, and just keep repurposing your content. So if you have a blog post about becoming a first-time home buyer, send that out. If you have information to go contact them to your mortgage lender, send that out. But keep it short and sweet and give them something to take action on inside that email.
So how many touches would you say you should be giving somebody on your drip email campaign in the first month?
In the first month, well, here's what I would do. In the first week, I would do it every other day.
Okay.
So first week, every other day. Then I'd back it off to like every 3 to 4 days or every week even. So slow it down, and then after the month, I would pull it back to just like every month. Have another system that you drop them in where you send them some sort of e-newsletter or market update report. But at least you're still staying in contact with them. So I would be a lot of contact on the front end and then slowly back it off so that the longer they're in the database, the less that they're getting from you, and then they don't necessarily tune you out. Kind of like a mother screaming at a kid. The kid just eventually is able to tune them out and not pay attention to them anymore.
Right.
So lots of contact in the beginning, but then when they get the 4th month, because I mean, let's be realistic here. The online consumer, there's a lot of them that will be immediately ready to buy something, but they're out there lurking. It's like going to the car dealership on a Sunday. They like to sit there and not be hassled. So that timeline could be 3, 6 months, 9 months. I have a lot of clients that finally convert a lead after they've been in the database for 9 months, and the person all of a sudden just reaches out to the agent like, okay, I'm ready to buy now. Can we go look at these properties?
When you're advising your clients on setting up that early system, you're telling them to send them back to the site for some sort of content. Do you have them generate content just for these emails, or do you have them send them back to content that they've already done, just general information?
That's a really good question. No, I would say just look at what you already have that fits the bill. So if you have something about buying a home, and I hope every real estate agent has written some sort of blog or has their own content about buying a home, send them back to their maybe back to your mortgage partner that's guest blogged on your website. Also, market stats. Don't be afraid to send buyers market stats and market updates the same way that you would send your sellers, because I think one thing that a disservice to the buyer is letting them think that they have all sorts of choices and options. And I'm willing to bet even in Phoenix, where we around the country know it's a pretty tough market, you guys have homes that still sell in under 30 days. I'm willing to bet, right?
A lot of them.
Okay, and I bet those are probably selling pretty close to list price, even the ones that sell in the 30 days, right?
At or above.
There you go. So those are the stories that the buyers need to hear, not about how much more inventory is coming on the market, because that's what the IDX gives them. Because they'll go in there on Monday, see all these homes, and then they get an email update, maybe if they signed up for the IDX, to automatically get updated every time new listings come on. So all they're seeing is new inventory and new choices, and the prices may be coming down a little bit even. So like, oh, we'll just wait it out. We'll get a better buy even. But what they don't see are the ones that are going pending and the ones going sold. So don't be afraid to send market updates to your buyers in your database of, you know what, last month, 68 properties sold at list price or above, and let them know that there's good things going on in the market so that they can take action on that.
All right, Darin, if somebody wants to get some more information from you or talk to you about your coaching, how can they get hold of you?
I would say go to productivityjunkies.com, and actually there's on my website there's a button there that says if you're new here, click here. And I have a category on lead conversion with probably 5 to 7 blog posts about this lead conversion and lead nurturing that you can go and check out.
And also, I will say, pure coincidence, Darin wrote a post last night about lead conversion, and it's a great post, and I'm going to leave a link down below, and people can click on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Dean.
Thanks for joining us, Darin.
All right, make it a productive week, everyone.